Hello everybody! This week we're filming after the 25th anniversary re-release of The Lord of the Rings in theaters. Now, I let you guys in on the fact that I'm something of a Tolkien nerd with the very first project of this season of Throwdown, and I was not kidding. I was not actually old enough to see these in theaters the first time they came out. So, despite the fact that I own multiple copies of these movies, and I have seen them so often that I barely remember what's part of the extended edition and what's part of the theatrical release, the opportunity to see the Battle of Helm's Deep on a big screen was absolutely worth it, and I would do it again. Now, to get into Throwdown, last week's challenge was a puzzle jug, which is something that I've wanted to tackle for a couple of years now, and while the contestants coil-built theirs for the most part, that's a pain in the ass and I don't want to do it. So we're going to wheel throw mine, and I'm actually going to split the rim. Now, I think this turned out pretty cool. Let's get into it. Throwing the body of the jug was pretty straightforward, and I left it fairly thick so that I could do this. Split the rim, almost like the gallery on a teapot, only this time I'm bringing those edges back together to make the top hollow. While that sets up to leather hard, I tried to figure out how to make the handle. I have paper straws for just this kind of idea, and they sucked. Rolling a coil, it fell apart, and joining some slabs, the straws didn't have the flexibility to make a nice curve for a handle. I ended up joining a couple of slabs over some rope, and it is really important that you use 100% natural fiber for this kind of project. It needs to burn off cleanly in your kiln. After setting that on a rolling pin to dry, it was time to start sculpting the hops that I'm using as the spouts and decorations on this puzzle jug. Under the careful management of my studio supervisor, of course. I'm using the point end of a small heart-shaped cookie cutter to create the leaf shape of the hops. Once I have a handful of hops, it's time to start putting it all together. Now, puzzle jugs work kind of like those bowls you might have had as a kid with the straw built into it so that you could drink your cereal milk. The handle is hollow, with a hole in both the bottom and the rim of the jug. The attachments have to be added very carefully so that we don't accidentally squish the rim and clog it up. Puzzle jugs were meant to be a trick, so a few of these hops are functional, the rest are purely decorative. Historically, puzzle jugs often had script included, hinting at the fact that the jug was indeed a puzzle. It will need a little bit more finesse and cleanup once it's set up a bit more, but overall, I'm quite pleased with how this puzzle jug turned out, and I'm really excited to fire it and hope it works. Now, I may not have the means to raku fire the animal sculptures of the next challenge, but I have something pretty cool in mind, so stay tuned!